547 trips, over 20 vehicles on the Turo platform as a power host out here in Las Vegas. Let's tap in. Today, we're going to talk about airports, drop-offs, check-ins, check-outs. We've gotten a few tickets from exchanging at the airport and how we've shifted, and now how we're trying to adapt, because right now with the airport, especially out here in Las Vegas, they're very, very strict. And I know they all know or have this awareness where it's like anyone that's doing Turo, please write them up. And that's kind of how it's been. So we've been trying to figure ways around that. If you guys have resources, I'm always doing research to see how Turo and the airport are going to eventually get along. But I want to be able to share with you guys just a few things here in this video. And the reason why this is big is because a majority of our bookings are people that fly in. Thank God a lot of them come and pick up from our actual spot recently. But when we were first starting off and starting to get the algorithm to like us on the Turo platform, we had to do a lot of drop-offs. So we were going in and out, back and forth. Thank God we have a team to be able to do that as we were building and scaling this and learning all the ins and outs of Turo. But a lot of people, especially coming into Vegas, they are airport check-ins and check-outs. And since it's so popular out here in Vegas, the airport definitely knows, and a lot of the security are supposed to be on the lookout for anyone that's doing Turo. I personally have chatted with a few people as I was doing drop-offs last year, back in 2021. They're like, hey, you're not allowed to do Turo. I'm gonna give you a warning. They wrote down and they took down my license plate, and they say if we see this again, and supposedly they note this, and they have a sophisticated camera setting and security on to know that if I come back, they said they're gonna write me a ticket. They've already written me a ticket for one vehicle, so it's bound to happen. But how are we pretty much going around this? And also, how are other Turo hosts going around this? I had a friend that booked with somebody else, and they said, this was before they actually learned that we did Turo. So they booked with somebody else on the platform, and then they randomly saw that I was doing Turo last year, and they said, hey, I got it from this person, but I'm just going to rent from you. I'm going to cancel with them, and I'm going to rent from you. And I guess when they actually got message from them, it said that they're going to caravan. They're going to go ahead, take like a shuttle to pick them up and drop them off 10-15 minutes away from their location. So that's how I've seen one other renter. I don't really know that host, or I don't even really know what host exactly, but it was a solution that opened up our eyes, like, wow, this might be something we're going to do in the future. So that person was pretty much shuttling people, right? They said, hey, we're going to come pick you up. The drop-off or the drop-off check-in location is only 10-15 minutes down. Boom. It was convenient. I saw some of the reviews on that person's account. Again, I don't really remember. This was like half a year ago when we were looking at that. It's something that we didn't really get affected by at first, but it was an interesting loop of how guests or hosts on the platform are taking advantage of, still taking bookings that are at the airport. So that's one of the solutions, is to get a shuttle or tell that person, hey, we're going to meet you there and we'll shuttle you to the actual location. That's one of the solutions that we've been able to find out, where, as long as you relate that information to the guests, let them know on the initial messaging and tell them, hey, Turo won't allow, or airports won't allow Turo. Go ahead, and this is going to be the option. We'll meet you there, and we'll take you to the actual location. And I saw reviews where people were confused, and I guess they weren't getting communicated. They said, we thought we were going to get the car at the airport, and we had to get shuttled to another location. So I've seen that. So it might not always be the most convenient for the guests, but again, we got to abide by rules and try to be around it. Another option that we saw was somebody that said, hey, we're not too far away. Please change it, your location to our home base. If you change it there, you'll get a bigger discount percentage off, and we'll make sure that you go, you get the vehicle for a lot cheaper. Because obviously for drop-offs and locations, you get to charge an extra. And I'd highly recommend anybody charging extra. We charged when we got started, just because we wanted our bookings to get optimized, $40 for a check-in, check-out. So we drop you off the car at check-in, and then at checkout, we take the car and pick it up from you, all for a one-time payment of $40, which is a steal, because other places you got to Uber back and forth, drop it off at the rental car place. Turo just made it a lot more convenient. So that was another route where they'd book, and then automatically there would be an automatic message from the host telling them to shift, and their incentive is you get a discount, but in reality you'll get a certain percentage off. It'll be a lot less, and you'll still be able to get the vehicle. So that's another solution that we've been able to see. And just some disclaimers, you do want to optimize for airports. I mean, It's on the Turo app, so Turo's allowing it. The reason why Turo is not really, with the airports is because Uber and Lyft, they pay a big hefty fee every month to have a level, to have an area, a specific area for Uber and Lyft to be there. So they pay a big fee to, obviously, the airport. Turo, they're not. Security guy was telling me, he's like, oh, yo, you know what? Like, Turo doesn't even care about you guys as hosts. You should quit. You should not do this. At least Uber and Lyft are paying. And, he's just trying to be negative because these guys, they're angry. That's all they do. They just tell people what to do, and they have to continue to push people. That job is not the best, okay? You get in this negative mindset. So he was just telling me all this stuff like, Turo don't care about you. I don't even know why you're doing this. Just don't be doing it here. At least Uber and Lyft, they actually care about their lifters. Y'all know companies don't even care. They just really care about the money. At the end of the day, all these big corporations care about the money anyways. So long story short, Turo and the airport did not sign any agreement. That is another reason why the airport has a reason to ticket them, because they've warned Turo guests or host so many times. So that's another reason why we're not allowed to do exchanges at the airport. But I would still optimize my listing for airport drop-offs. There's ways to negotiate it. We're still in the midst of figuring out a solid system. So I would not recommend to set your location at the airport, because it's not your home base. You want an actual home base so people can come pick it up wherever your home base is. That's what I would do, but I would still optimize for deliveries and however mile radius. And definitely airports. I personally believe, this is what I believe. I cannot confirm or deny whether it's true or not. I just believe this, that if you allow airport drop-offs, you're going to get a lot more bookings. That's just what I believe. I believe it gets optimized more because more people see it, because they set airports as like, hey, this is the address or the area I'm flying into. I personally believe that. There might be people that have home locations around the airports that also get bookings quicker. That's what I believe. I've also seen where hosts are, saying, oh, if you do a location in the center of the city, you're bound to get bookings because it goes all around the city and people are always searching. Those hacks, I believe those might be hacks when it comes to optimizing your listings. So try that out. We personally are 20-25 minutes away from the actual airport, so we still get a lot of bookings. But again, I believe favors upon our account, because we take really, really great care of our guests, and we get a lot of recurring guests right now. So again, and we have a lot of vehicles. I'm just saying there's ways around it, but if you're just acting as like a side hustle, you're just trying to get you got 1 or 2 or 3 cars, and you're just trying to get your account up there, optimize for drop-offs, check-ins, check-outs at the airport. Again, you're going to have to figure out a way, because you got to be low-key when it comes down to these check-ins, check-outs at your airports. Out here in Vegas, we've been caught. They already know the deal, the security game, so we definitely got to be on top of it. And every situation, every scenario is a little bit different for our guests. Hopefully that made it very, very clear about airports, check-ins, check-outs, drop-offs. Tap in. I just did a video on the automated templates that Turo just released, and also I added and attached to it my templates on check-ins, check-outs, and the 3 things we ask for airports to make it smooth. It's really up to your discretion on how you want to run that, so check that out. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed week. Bye-bye.